In today's video, we're going to be going over a Tyranid kill team. Now, this channel is designed specifically for players who have never played kill team before and are looking to get into kill team for the first time. By the end of this video, you're going to know the types of models you need on your Tyranid kill team, and you're going to know how to play them so that when you go play, you have a really good chance of winning, even if you're a beginner. Before we begin, a huge shout out to everyone that is subscribed. The only reason that this channel exists is because I uploaded kill team videos on my main YouTube channel and people were really enjoying the content. So I figured I would create a kill team channel so that I could just put all these videos on there. If you're not already subscribed, you can please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy videos like this, and use the comment section as a method of just getting videos that you want to see. You let me know what you want to learn, and I'll teach you everything I know. Just so you know a little bit about me, I'm actually the kill team vanguard at the store that I play at. So it's literally my job to teach people how to play the game. So I'm going to treat this YouTube channel as that. So on to the Tyranids. When we look at Tyranids, man, we're going to focus on one thing, and that one thing is going to be Genestealers. If you're someone who's brand new to kill team and wants to play this team competitively, I would take 2 fire teams of Genestealers. Essentially what you're going to have is 10 Genestealers. Now, what are Genestealers? Genestealers look something like this. I'm going to tell you right now, on eBay, if you're looking to purchase these models, you may find listings of Genestealers. You could probably spend $29 or $30 and maybe get like 10 or 12 Genestealers, which is literally exactly what you need. So we're talking about a $30 kill team here, which is relatively inexpensive in relation to the amount of power that you get on the battlefield, because this team is actually kind of strong. And they're kind of strong because they have a specific ability that's really good, which you're going to take a look at over here. This ability essentially gives, in kill team, when you're hiding behind cover and you have a conceal order, you're generally unable to be shot at. Now, they have this ability called hidden horror here, which essentially says that no matter what's going on, as long as they have a conceal order, they essentially can't be shot at if they're behind cover. So generally in kill team, there are, you have buildings, right? And if somebody puts a space marine on top of a building and they're looking down at a unit that has a conceal order, because they have advantage and they're up top looking down, essentially now they have the ability to shoot at that unit as if they are not concealed, right? So it's a kind of way to cancel your conceal order. But the thing about this Genestealer team is that while this operative has a conceal order, it is always treated as having a conceal order regardless of any other rules. So essentially, they're still going to be able to not be shot at even if someone has vantage. Now, why is that relevant? Why is that powerful? Why would you want 10 Genestealers as opposed to having some of the huge mountainous Tyranid warriors? Now, at some point in the video, we're going to go over Tyranid warriors. We're going to talk about them just so that if you do decide to play them, I mean, they're super cool. They look awesome, which is probably reason enough for you want to play them. They are kind of expensive. A box of 3 Tyranid warriors will cost you $60. So if you buy a Tyranid warrior team, that would be about $120, which I personally don't feel like spending $120 on a kill team. So I wouldn't play them. And it's kind of advantageous that they're not as good as the team that I'm talking about right now, because the team that we're talking about right now is always in conceal. Now, why is that relevant? Why do you want your team to always be in conceal? As a new player, you have to understand that kill team is a game about scoring points. It's not about wiping out the other team. It is a point-based game. The idea is that if you can place your units effectively on the board and know where to place them correctly, it puts you in a place where you're just gonna win. The thing is because they're unable to be shot at because of hidden horror, essentially what these operatives can do, your Genestealers get the ability to basically just camp objectives. So I could move my Genestealer up to an objective behind cover on a conceal order, and nobody can do anything about it. And when you look at this team, because of that, you force your opponents to react to what you're doing. And you force your opponents to have to move up the board in order to shoot at your Genestealers. If you put yourself in a position where you force your opponent's movement, you've effectively taken their turn. I'm gonna scroll down over here, and these units, if you look at their equipment, have an ability called adrenal glands. We're gonna highlight this over here, adrenal glands. Adrenal glands gives them an extra triangle of movement, which essentially adds an inch to their movement. Now you have 10 Genestealers, okay? So 5 of them essentially are gonna have this extra triangle of movement. Now, why is this relevant? This is relevant because inside this game, when you're going to charge at a unit, what does it mean when you charge, right? What am I even saying? When you're charging, it's basically saying that I'm going to run up the board at you and attack. And in order for me to successfully attack and charge and essentially do melee damage, I have to run a unit up the board and I have to land within 1 inch of a unit to be able to attack. The thing is that because you're getting that extra inch of movement on 5 of your Genestealers, what you do is you add range to your charge range. So if you have a unit over here that can only charge at 8 inches, you can now charge at 9 inches. So essentially what I'm saying is, if you can keep your models 9 inches away and they're 8 inches away, you can charge them and they can't charge you. So what you're gonna wanna do when you're playing this kill team is obviously moving your models to the points, moving the Genestealers to points where you can capture objectives, but take the ruler, right, and measure your opponent's models and say, oh, this is where this can go 8 inches from here. Move your models where your opponents can't charge them, but you can charge your opponent, right? Because when we look at charging, we talk about doing melee damage, you know, these Genestealers, man, they fight, dude. Like, look at this. Double rending claws, right? We have 5 attacks, which is, guys, that's a lot of attacks. Hitting on 3, so you get a 50% chance. Doing 4 damage normally, 5 damage on a crit, and then relentless. So any of the hits that you miss, you get to re-roll any misses. And then you have rending. So if you land a critical hit, a normal hit becomes a critical hit. So if you get 5 damage, 1 of your 4 damage becomes 5. You're generally gonna be landing 2 attacks, and you have a very good chance of landing 2 crits when you attack too. So we're talking about in 2 attacks, dealing 10 damage. I'm gonna talk about the Tyranid warriors right now, just because there are gonna be people out there that either A, have these models and wanna play them, or B, just want to buy them because they look super cool, and I wouldn't blame you. These models over here have 18 wounds, guys. 18 wounds, which is a lot. The leader has 19 wounds, which is a lot of wounds. Understand that when I talk about the Genestealers, we're moving them up to hold them on a spot so that we can charge when our opponents can't charge us. The Tyranid warriors is completely different, guys. You'd think that you'd want to hold these guys back, but in my experience watching these guys play, you want to run these guys up as quickly up the field as possible and just do as much damage as possible. They're not necessarily glass cannons because they have a lot of wounds, but you're throwing these models out there to to soak up as much damage as possible in the first 1 to 2 to maybe even if they survive 3 turns of the game. But just do what you can to just remove as much models as you can. Don't care about whether your warriors get shot at or not. If your opponent is shooting at your warriors, that's what you want them to do. As long as you're able to get shots off, what you want to avoid is to have your Tyranid warriors getting shot at without you being able to shoot anything. So when you start the game, keep them on an engage order and just try to attack as much as you possibly can with them. Unless you have the melee based one, the fighter, then, you know, because some people run 2 bone swords. So if you're doing that, then you may just want to keep him in conceal so that he doesn't get shot at without being able to do anything. But you're just really using these things to just deal as much damage as you can before they die. It just stinks to play against Genestealers. I'm gonna be honest, they're really good, okay? So if you enjoyed this video, you can like this video, you can share this video with other people that you're planning on playing Kill Team with. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section below. If you have any ideas for videos you would like to see, you can let me know about those ideas as well, and I'll get those videos up when I can, okay? I always say the same thing when I end these videos. Always remember, eat healthy, okay? Work out every single day, and most importantly, you gotta believe in yourself, okay?